Adonis School Hamza clips. Hamza cold approach part 1. Okay, we have to watch this.
I wouldn't say that I cold approach just like that. I have made videos on cold approaching and I have done it, but it's not something that I would say that I do. There's a little bit of a difference. I think a mix of the advice that you've heard works best. So you level up yourself, you focus as much as you can on your own goals, but you stay open to speaking to the girls around you. I personally think cold approaching is cringe. Cold approach is when...
That's true, it is.
You go out, you leave your house thinking, okay, I'm going to go speak to some women. It's a little bit disgusting when you really think about it. I think...
Wow, this guy is way too... he is way too self-aware. I was not expecting that from him.
The better thing is forget cold approach, forget red pill, all this stuff. Go and do stuff outside of your house. Speak to people around you like a normal human being.
Wow, this is completely different to his actual scripted videos. This is a completely different person. This is from a day ago.
Like on YouTube, don't talk about this because it's not as like cool or anything. But I think it's a lot better if you're outside your house for a few hours.
Like when he's not trying to sell people like random dumb courses and like testosterone building thermoses, he's like actually normal apparently.
Inside of the gym, sports clubs, library, bookshop, shopping center, and then you start to just get like more vocal with the people. You speak to the old guy who works behind the till in a store, and you ask him like, how has your day been? Just to kind of like speak to people, and he asks you how yours day's been, and you tell him how it's been. Yeah, it was good. I have a call with this group later, which I'm excited for. Thank you today.
He's basically like teaching people how not to be socially awkward losers right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's completely correct.
If you just say something like that, for a lot of people, that's actually practice to being a human, which most of us aren't very...
This is literally exactly what I was saying in my last response to him, like to refute him. This guy's an enigma. I don't know which is the real him and which is the fake him, because he just says completely different shit all the time. I'm fascinated with Hamza. What is the real Hamza? He seems like a grifter because he says shit that he then contradicts later on, all the time.
Very good at these days because we're all addicted to technology. So that's like level 1. Then when you're used to doing that, imagine if you spoke to 500 people like that recently. For the 501st person that you speak to, she's a cute girl. Is it going to be as hard to speak to her and ask her like, oh hey, like what's your gym workout today? When you've just spoke to 500 people like that compared to how it is now? It's going to be so much easier, and you're going to speak to her like a normal, healthy, like confident human being instead of like a cave dweller who's been watching like red pill videos thinking like, oh yeah.
This guy hates himself. He hates his own work. He actively degrades his own work. He really does. He really does just seem like a grifter. Like a grifter who makes content that he actively despises and hates the people that watches it because it makes money. This is completely different to what he is in his actual main channel videos. It's just completely different.
Cold approach, yeah, like, you know, like it just, so this is the way I would give you advice. I'd say choose your goals, work on them as hard as you can as a young man, meditate, do all the good things, work on the business, and then just spend a good...
No, don't work on the business, cringe, be a proletariat.
Few hours outside almost every single day, walks, runs, sports, gyms, shopping, whatever it is, and just get into the habit of speaking to as many people as possible, almost like it's another self-improvement habit that you can add to like a habit tracker. Like speak to a stranger can be one thing, and then soon it could be speak to 3 strangers.
Speaking to strangers, it's good, obviously, but don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Don't like walk up to random people on the street. Just ask like a cashier who you see every day what how they are or whatever. That's fine. Don't overdo it. Like, don't just speak to random people on the street. I gotta clarify that. I don't think he means that you should.
Every single day, speak to 3 people. All you've got to do is say one word to them. Just hi. That gets you a tick. If you say hi to 50 people over the next month, I guarantee you're going to be like 100 times more likely to actually get into way more full conversations with them. It literally starts with like a 1-word introduction. What do you think of that? Working hard on your business all day, in my opinion, is really beneficial, especially at a young age.
He's talking about business now. I'm working on my business. What does that even mean? Like, I'm working on my business. What does that entail? It's just like general business. I just do business things. Business. I love business. What is your business? What is it? Fact of the matter is, most people cannot have a business. Most people cannot work on their business because the world needs workers way more than it needs, businesses. There's only a finite amount of people can be on the top. Only a finite amount of people can be the owners. Only a finite amount of people can be the independent workers like me, for example. I'm a YouTuber. There's a finite amount of people who can do that. It's like work on your business. So I don't know. I feel like that's bad advice to give people because it's only going to work for maybe like 1 in 20 of them. Even just ignoring the fact that you probably shouldn't want to open a business because it's bad. It's not something that everyone in your audience can actually do. It's like telling your audience, "Oh, just become a professional footballer or something." You're probably more likely to be able to do that than to fucking start a business. Well, no. Starting a business is easier, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like, there's a very finite amount of like people who can actually have a business. So it's not something that is really actionable. Obviously, it's better than being a worker. That's why people want to do it. But you have to have workers, otherwise you can't have the business owners, can you?
I really do think all of us have the capacity to be working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and still, for example, have time to go to the gym, still have time to meditate, still have time to sleep.
Wow, that is terrible advice.
Right. Because it's like, if you don't spend time on bullshit like TikTok, YouTube, and all that stuff, then actually you've got time to do all of these things. Then if you add in school, then you have to decrease how much you can work. But my idea, the way I do this, I have these healthy, self-improvement habits, like going on walks, meditating. I
gotta say, like, if you're someone like Hamza, you have 2 million subscribers on YouTube, you have all the money you could ever need in the world, you sell like testosterone increasing thermoses to random gullible people on YouTube, and you work 60 to 70 hours a week, you're a fucking idiot. What are you doing? You don't have to work barely at all. What are you doing? Stop. Do fun things. Live. Don't work anymore.
I do them all inside of my morning routine. So I would say do that first thing, and then you still have like 7.5 hours for your business work.
Business work. Oh my god, he talks like a child. He talks like a fucking child, like, a child planning to be an adult. What is it that you do for work? I do business. I do business work. Business work.
The mindset I have is some of these things, like these, morning routines, the meditation, the speaking to strangers, these things actually help your work more than you think. If you mentioned business. So if, for example, you want to make content and you want to make YouTube videos, you're going to be speaking about the experiences you have in the real world. When I teach meditation to people, it's because I meditate every single day. When I teach, cold approaching, it's because I cold approached for hours and hours.
Wait, a minute ago you didn't do cold approaches and you thought they were cringe. What the fuck is going on?
For like literally months and months, or even like over a few years. And so that became the stories that I got to tell. And even if...
Where's the cold approaches? I want to actually watch him doing a cold approach. That was why I clicked on that. Because look at the thumbnail. I thought it was a cold approach. Hold on, I think I found... CEO of Testosterone. The CEO of Testosterone has a video called Hamza Cold Approach. Is he actually in this? Hamza noticed a hottie sitting alone and went for the cold approach.
It's a claim for the video. Oh, look at that, a touch of love. An alpha in his natural habitat. Talking to a hot blonde.
Talking to a hot blonde. They're saying that way too loud for comfort. They're saying that way too fucking loud.
Hey, get the double drop. Get the double drop. He's doing his or something.
How'd it go? No, that's fine. That sounds like a rejection. Oh, Instagram secured! Instagram secured!
I saw something like that.
Instagram secured! Hamza! He did the cringe, but he got the reward. Instagram secured. Keep the camera rolling. I see more white girls. What the fuck? Okay, I can't watch any more of this, but is that actually Hamza? Doesn't look anything like him.
And then they end up just like staying at home.
It is! Instagram secured. Okay, that's enough of Hamza for today. I'm sorry about that, folks. He didn't give bad advice. It was completely contradictory to what he usually says on his channel for the first half of the video. Then he got to the business stuff and it was just like word salad.